If you're trying to recover your voice, or you're older like me, over 40, and you're like, I would like to improve my voice or get my voice back. Method or school of thought around singing is the best. Hey guys, if you don't know me, my name is Jim Chandler with Rock Your Best Vocals Where Your Best Keeps Getting Better. I'm a professional singer for over 30 years and a professional vocal coach for over 20 years. And if you were to ask me what method is the best, I'm going to think about all these different ones and tell you, like, okay, I've seen a lot of stuff about CVT, especially there's this one channel who, when I first saw it, I was like, this dude is AI. Now he's a certified CVT coach. He's talking through like this, and he's reading from a CVT textbook. And he has really big, long words for things that are like super complicated. And when I watch his videos, I'm like, this is so confusing. Like, it's not really like, it's not helping me to learn singing at all. It's just making me feel stupid because I don't know all these terms and stuff like that. And then I'm like, why am I like, who cares? Like, terms aren't going to make you sing better. And then there's like BelCanto, I suppose, is another singing school method, whatever. Now that's classical. I don't think, like, if it's classical, it's been around for thousands of years. I think they know a thing or two about technique. So there are some really good things to learn from classical singers and stuff like that. But if you're singing rock like I do, like you do, and, you know, rock and pop, stuff like that, all that stuff is just going to get super complicated. Like, see, I taught myself to sing. For the most part, I took a few lessons along the way and stuff like that. But the school of hard knocks is where I learned to sing. The school of going on the road and figuring out myself how to sing with power, sing like all of my rock heroes. And that was really by just like listening to them all the time, going, how do I make this sound? How do I make that sound? Learning myself, experimenting with my voice, making a lot of mistakes along the way, losing my voice, losing gigs, blah, blah, blah. Like, I've gone through every single pitfall that you can imagine. I've made every single mistake over that 30 plus years as a professional singer. And I have made more mistakes in that time than I'm sure anybody ever has. I've also learned a lot about how to avoid those mistakes. And I can hear, like, over that time, I've developed this ability to hear what is going on in somebody's voice that is causing whatever it is, vocal pain, or just the tone being, you know, weak or not the way they want it to be. And how to also get like different distortions, and how to help your voice to like maintain lines for longer and not run out of air, and just be able to have that energy to do a 2-hour gig and then sing the next night the same 2-hour gig. Put the same energy, the same rock sound into it without damaging your voice. So that's how I learned over 30 years. And I developed a really successful career out of that until COVID struck, and it hit me really hard, physically damaged my body in so many ways. I had the demonic version of COVID that I was completely exhausted and coughing up blood. Couldn't get off the couch for 6 weeks. So with that, I had lung damage. You know, I was worried about my vocal cords. I've gotten them checked since. ENT said they were thickened, probably from all these years of singing rock. If that resonates with you, let me know below, like in the comments. Got the all clear from the ENT. I started to rehabilitate my voice, But as I was doing that, I was like looking at all these YouTube videos, trying to go like, what is wrong? How do I like diagnose this and stuff like that? So I was like looking at all these different things, and I just started going down rat hole after rat hole, looking at all these YouTube videos, looking for help, how to rehabilitate my voice and how do I like kind of get my voice back. But everything just confused the crap out of me more and more and more. Every time I saw one of these, it was like, now I learned a lot of stuff when I started like going down the rabbit hole of YouTube videos. As I was like, oh my God, I didn't know that. I didn't know this, and I don't understand that, and I didn't know this term, and oh my God, all these. So I learned a lot of stuff that did help me, but most of it was actually from the classical teachers, which helped me to know that what I was doing before was like the right way to sing with all the power and stuff like that. I was like, oh my God, like that's what I was doing before. I was doing all of these classical techniques of support, but I just learned them through trial and error. I learned like these kind of advanced things through trial and error, which I was like, I went back, I looked back, I was like, wow, it's kind of, God, I knew that, but I didn't know that I knew that. So when I was going down all these rabbit, the more I knew, the more I questioned my ability. And the more I was like trying different things that weren't working, and they were making my voice worse, and they were making me feel stupid and question, like I was overthinking everything. So I wouldn't just go out and then sing like normal. I would think, am I doing this right? Am I doing that right? Am I doing blah, blah, blah? Instead of just getting up and just singing, which is what I'd always done before. And I always had that blissful ignorance of just relaxing into just singing and enjoying singing. So I was like, none of this stuff is working. So I'm going to go back and review my School of Hard Knocks. What was I doing before my professional career and into that? Kind of retracing my steps. And that's when I put together this course called Rapid Vocal Transformation. I was like, okay, I'm retracing my steps to rehabilitate my voice, to recover my voice after COVID. And I was like, okay, I'm going to not only do this for myself, but I think I'm going to put this together so like other people can benefit from it. So if you're trying to recover your voice, or you're older like me, over 40, and you're like, I would like to improve my voice or get my voice back. So I said to myself, how can I help other people who are in my situation to get their voice back, or even like improve their voice really quickly without spending years and thousands of dollars on an online course or with a private vocal coach. So that's why I put that together. But I'm not here to sell that to you at all. But I'm just kind of telling you a little bit about that, because that's what I think was the best thing for me. When I started retracing my steps, what helped me the most was just listening to the artists that I loved and trying to emulate them and, go, what do I do? Okay, what do I have to do with my breath and my placement? How do I have to shape my mouth and like to get these certain sounds? And you can see on my How to Sings Like, I'll put a playlist here on my How to Sing Like, and you can hear me singing in the styles of all the kind of like the people that I grew up wanting to sing like. You can manipulate your voice so that you can sound more like your rock heroes, and you could then take their styles and morph them into like whatever you want your voice to sound like. I think it's just more of like adding some different color paints to that palette of your own voice. You can just add more to your own, say, songwriting, performances, with kind of different techniques, terms and stuff like that. And I just don't like, because all that stuff just makes it more confusing. Like, singing shouldn't be confusing. There's fundamentals that you need to learn, but singing in general should just be emotional, should be enjoyable. It should be that passion of singing is so important. So I have a couple of free resources down below. If you're an absolute beginner, you could take the Kickstart Your Voice. And then there's another course that I just created. It's called Singing Support Secrets, free for a limited time. I'm going to put that down below because people that have gone through it have said like they've gotten like over $200 value from it, which I'm so happy to hear that. But I'm also like, wow, if I'm giving away something that's like $200 worth of value, like a lot of people may just download it because it's free and then never do it. So it's like if you get something for free, you don't really value it. So it's like, and here's the proof. What is the one thing in life that's the most valuable in your entire life that most people don't actually use to its fullest capacity? Take a second. Let me know in the comments really quickly what you think that is, that you have for free, that you've been given for free, that most people don't use. Your mind. And there's a talk about Earl Nightingale has something called The Strangest Secret, where he talks about that specifically. And I was like, oh my God, yeah. People don't use their mind. Because thinking is hard, like thinking about something, it's hard. And that's the most precious thing that we have is our mind, because our mind can do anything. But it's free, so we don't use it. There's a lot of value in that Singing Support Secrets. So take that as if you're paying for it. It's free for a limited time. That's all I'm going to say. Rock your best vocals, but your best keeps getting better. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.